Hi there, and happy birthday, Haley. Hope today is going really well for you, and you're getting everything that you want for your 1,000th year birthday. I can't believe your 50,000th year in one or two. I can't remember. It's getting up there, so happy birthday. So this is your video lesson for today. Thanks for sending that video over. It was super helpful for me to see kind of positioning and what you guys been working on, so it was very helpful. So I'll go down the list, and if you want me to take a look at anything, as usual, feel free to shoot a video back or send a message back, and I'll be more than happy to give my 2 cents. Kind of point one is kind of the theme and kind of is relevant to all the other points. First off, I want to say, Haley, that was a very nice slur that you were doing. I was hearing the clicks and the snaps in your slur, so they were very clear. Actually, if anything, we can actually maybe even back off some of that power that you have in your fingers. So usually it's the opposite issue with a student is that they're not getting enough force or enough, they're not getting enough snap. But yours sound quite nice, and actually we might dial that back just a little bit, so that way you don't have to use all of your might when doing that. So very nice. Other than the other thing I really liked too was the in the andante. That first part, that ba da 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 da, it was very connected. It's what we call legato. And every note connected to the next, or like how I'm talking now, where all the words kind of blend together, right? All those notes sounded really nice. So your phrasing is, you have a very good sense of phrasing with the melody. And I think once we work on it even more and more as time goes on, it's going to be even more and more beautiful. So keep working at it. It's very nice. So cool. So my first point is posture. I remember you were over here last week and you tried to walk down the stairs balancing a book on top of your head. And I was sitting here watching the video and I was thinking like, oh my God, that would actually be a good exercise for practice. So what I'm noticing is that the guitar is a little bit too far this way, and what that's doing is kind of like a cascade effect where like it affects everything. When I think about it, posture is really everything when it comes to playing guitar, because if your posture's off or how you're sitting, it throws everything else off and it throws everything out of alignment. So the first thing we need to do to correct the other issues is to get that posture all good to go. And I want you to have a posture piece this week, something you're super comfortable with. And if I remember right, I believe your most favorite song we've ever done is Go Tell Aunt Birdie. So Aunt Birdie is going to be your posture piece for this week. So what that means is, here's what I want you to do, is that first let's get that heart a bit more heart to heart. So bring that guitar neck up just a little bit higher. It was a bit too low for what we're doing. So I'm going to bring that body up, so that way the guitar's heart is right over top of your heart. Remember that the noisy part of your heart is right here, right? The noisy part's over here, but your heart's right here. So you bring your guitar's heart over your heart, right? That'll bring that neck up a little bit higher, and then you'll know you got it right when the headstock right here is at like head level. I think right here it was at chin level. So it should be up here, like right by your ears. Your dad can get like a level out or something like that and see if it's the correct height. But yeah, it should be about ear level, right here. Other thing was slouching. I know after sitting in the chair while I started doing this, I started slouching forward. When it's time to play though, nice tall back and keep your head nice and tall. What's happening, you're kind of leaning over a little bit, and I know why. Is so that way you can get a better vantage point, I think. But what I want you to do is bring that head nice and tall, right? When I play guitar, I can still see my fingers. But I'd say a lot of it actually I'm playing by feel. When I play my guitar, I'm looking at what I'm doing, right? I can still see everything that's going on, but I play a lot by muscle memory, right? You put blindfold on, I'm supposed to be able to do that. Do I watch my fingers? Yeah, I watch my fingers, but I watch from up here, not from over here. So I want you to do nice tall back, right? And then maybe you can put your book on top of your head, just like how you tried to walk down my stairs last week, and see if you can just play open strings. Oh, that's the other thing I want to talk about. When you were playing, your tone was very nice, but I was hearing your nails on the strings. if you want to have nails, we can totally talk about how to shape them and everything. But what I was hearing, it was actually you're playing on top of the nail. That's something we want to avoid. That was an issue that I had when I was a student. Was that my nails were too long, and I was playing on my nails, not on the flesh of the fingers. That's why we want to either shape the nail and make sure it's like kind of like how mine are right here, where there's a certain shape to it. But that takes a little bit of responsibility in making sure that you clean them up every day or so. Or B, we just completely remove the nail. That'd be barbaric. But just trim the nail back so that way you're not playing on top of the nail. You're playing with your flesh contact points, the points of your fingers where we're contacting the strings, which we've been spending a lot of time setting up. So one of those two options, just let me know which one you'd like to do. So posture, nice tall back. Nice tall head, relax shoulders. So nothing like this right here. You don't want to be uptight like this. Relax your shoulders to be level, right? And just play some open strings. Right. And then maybe you can do like a G tonalization, right? Something very easy, something you've known for a long time, right? See if you can play with a nice tall back, nice tall head, relax shoulders. Right? And then for the piece, I want you to do Go Talent Roadie as your posture piece, because I think you know that really well. Nice tall back. Nice and tall, and you can look over here, right? So your eyes, look at what you're doing. But avoid craning your head over top and keep that book up there. If that's tricky, just try the first 3 notes, or try the first note of Go Talent Roadie. And then when you can do 1 note of Go Talent Roadie, go do 2 notes of Ant Roadie, and we'll slowly piece it together. But just 1 note at a time. If you feel like you don't want to do the whole thing, that's okay. You can just do like 1 note, or do just maybe 2 or 3 notes at a time. Cool, so work on that for me. Next thing are your slurs. Like I said before, the slurs had a lot of power to them, so maybe you can even back off just a little bit so you can start hearing that snapping sound, or when the note breaks. I think it was something like, if I can replicate it, right? You have that gentle versus, right, where you start bending the string down. So we'll probably back that power off a little bit. This is good that you have that much power in your fingers, which is very nice, right? Usually, like I said, it's the opposite. So this one's actually easy. It's an easy fix because we can just dial it back a little bit. So with the slurs, what I noticed is kind of like a reoccurring theme that we've been doing. Remember, as I learn better and better techniques for teaching, I kind of see more and more things. One is being the thumb placement for the slur, and this connects actually with point 3 too. So I'll go ahead and just kind of work my way down the list. See, I have that thumb, and what was happening was, since this was over here like this was causing her thumb to be in the wrong spot, in turn causing the wrist to bend here like this. Now, Haley, you're a young, well, I don't know, I can't remember if you're an ancient or not. I think you're, what is it, 1,000th birthday? So, as you get older, into like 1,500th and 20 or something like that, if you start doing this to your wrist all the time, it will start like hurting. Or if you start playing for longer periods of time, your wrist will start kind of getting sore. And also too, it's harder to reach things. So what I want you to do is get that guitar up like here, like we talked about before. Get that thumb a little bit higher in the back. So what you can do is you can have your thumb like too low, like silly low, right? And then you slowly bring your thumb up, and your dad can watch. And then you can go like silly too high, right? Right, and see all of a sudden now my wrist is bent upwards. Bring that thumb back down and find that spot where the wrist straightens out. So thumb silly too high, thumb silly too low, and then bring it up and find this. And see what I'm doing, Jonathan, is watch my pinky when I do this. So silly too high, too low, silly too high. Now watch my pinky. I'm turning towards the pinky side of the hand. So my wrist is rising up, and I'm leveling out my hand. So my pinky now is no longer over here. The pinky is this right here. And all I'm doing, I'm pivoting. thumb too low, find that, and I raise my thumb up, pinky gets tall, and straightens out, or I'm not straightens out, the wrist straightens out, right? And then with the exercise I want you to do is with the middle finger here, you're gonna start with the middle, right? Second finger on the A. Hit M, I on the G sharp, and hammer. A, play the G sharp, and then a upward ascending slur. I said hammer. This is the key place you're gonna come get me. My rock and roll is showing. Ascending slur and hammer. A, M, or sorry, A, G sharp, hammer, slur, upward slur. Did it again. Remember, nice and gentle, right? Watch that wrist. Bring the wrist back up again. See, if you come out here like this, wrist too far away, you gotta reach for everything. Right, bring the hand up, good heart to heart. Thumb silly low, thumb silly high. Find that spot where it straightens out. Remember, watch the pinky. Turn towards that pinky. All of a sudden now I'm over top of everything. Second part of the exercise. Bring the hand up to the G sharp on the third string. And then you're gonna play M on the B on the second string, M, I on the on the third string. A finger will play the E on the first string. So, excuse me, M, I, A, M, I, A. Do those two separate. And then what we'll do, if everything's looking good next week, we'll put them together, and you probably know what this exercise is. It's the B section of the andante. So, all right, next thing with the andante, like I said, very nice, that first part. I love that opening melody. Right, it's very beautiful. It's one of my favorites in this book. Basically the same thing here. Positioning hand, the posture and hand positioning is the big thing that's kind of getting in Haley's way. I'll explain what that is in a second. So first thing is that when she was playing this part, if you watch, I'll replicate it. There was a break in the melody, and I was watching very closely, and what I saw was that that she had to make an adjustment before getting to the beat. So it wasn't like she knows what it's supposed to, I think Haley, I know exactly what it's supposed to sound like. I don't doubt that. Is that your hands are kind of getting in your way. And let's see if we can fix that. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your hand up to play an A major scale, okay? And you notice how here I am horizontal hand, right? Now, you're not butted up against the fretboard for this one because that's on the D string, right? So don't think you're gonna be butted up against the fretboard for this one, but you wanna bring your hand up and use silly too low, silly too high, and then bring that thumb, find that spot, so watch my wrist, where it straightens out, okay? And I want you to do two parts of the A major scale. We're gonna do two pieces. One is gonna be D, C sharp, B, and then A, okay? And what I want you to think about is, see my ring finger right here? What happened when you were playing? Oh, I gotta reach. Even that's like hard for me. Like, I'm doing this a long time, and reaching with the ring finger, that would be difficult for me to pull off and make it work. So let's make it easier for you. A major, thumb. My thumb's probably on my guitar is about halfway on the back of the neck. Your results may vary though, since her hands are different shape than mine, or different size than mine. The same shape, she has all the right fingers. So you have on the D, C sharp, and we want to be over top, ready to play the B. So you don't want to be turned this way. We're going to turn our hands, that way our ring finger is nice and tall and over top of the B. And if you have a bent wrist, that means you're gonna have to reach. So if you say bent wrist, bring that thumb up, and then you'll lock into place. Notice that, Jonathan, I am turning towards that pinky side of the hand and it's straightening out right here. D, C sharp, I'm right over top of the B. And then the A. So like I said, if you see this, that means you're reaching, which means it's going to break the legato line of the melody. So let's do it in the A major scale first, and then we'll put it into the piece. And then number 2 is an ascending pattern, an ascending exercise I want her to do. This one, I want you to think about a tall pinky. So I got my hand in that good position right here. I'm over top of the strings, right? My wrist is straight, my thumb is up. A, B, see me over top. I'm turned towards that pinky, so you gotta start with that pinky, nice and tall. A, B, C sharp, D, and right here, make sure that pinky is nice and tall. Make sure you're not flattening out like this right here. Turn towards that pinky, good. But don't go any higher than the E, just do up to the E. All right, that's your video lesson for today. If you want to send back a reply video, have me look at something, I don't mind at all. And have a rest of your happy 500,000th and first or second birthday. All right, I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.